everyone. I'm Emily.
And I'm Scar.
And welcome back to another episode of the Cottage Horse Podcast, where we get whimsical, wild, and whatever else every other Wednesday. We have an exciting episode for you today, so we hope you enjoy. Hello.
I wasn't sure who was going to speak first. Hello. Just staring at each other. I don't have a fun intro. I don't have a fun intro for this one.
If you're watching the video, whoever speaks first pops up first.
Oh, really?
And then the other person does not pop up until they speak.
That's really odd. Maybe next time I'll just won't speak for like 5 minutes. So I just never am seen. Weird. Speaking of popping up from nowhere, talk about getting a fun letter from your grandpa to own a farm. I don't have a better segue than that.
See, I was gonna say maybe a new year, but we're on the same bullshit.
Yeah, okay. That's also true. New year, time to farm. Although we've already been farming.
We have.
Oops.
Ever since 1.6 dropped,
yeah,
it's been game over.
It has been game over. It has taken over my life. I mean, I guess if people don't know what we're talking about Stardew Valley, obviously, but...
Oh, yes.
Didn't say.
There will be spoilers as well for 1.6.
So,
if you have not played...
I mean, what are you doing? But...
Well, yeah. For the game in general as well. So, like...
That's true, yeah. That's true. Bro. I don't know. I can't even think about... I was meant to calculate how many hours I'd played since 1.6 dropped, and I forgot, but I think it's like 50 hours, easily.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what my save file is at.
Oh yeah, that would have been the easiest way. I don't know where my Switch is. It's over there. I'm not going to grab it, but...
It's so funny to go back to my old saves. Especially my very first one.
Oh my god, don't. My first farm is so cursed. I'm like, what was I doing?
No, and it's funny because I was telling Scar this once, like, there's no wrong way to play the game.
No.
It's meant to be however you want it to be, but as you play, you learn things, and you learn hacks and better ways of doing things. And my first save file had one preserve thing and one keg, and that was it. You know what was in my greenhouse? Wheat.
Oh, Bestie, what?
Because I needed it for my animals.
I mean, yeah. Fair enough.
I don't think I knew about the grass was the problem.
That's
like
the thing,
if you use the scythe, it turns into hay. The game teaches you nothing.
No, I was going to say, we have mentioned this before, where it's like, genuinely, when you play it blind, and you literally don't even, like, look at anything, like, not even, like, looking at the wiki or Googling anything, bro, I don't know how people got through the game, because it's hard work, especially, like, what we're saying, like, Mr. Key Quest. Like, I think in some of the library books, it gives you, like, hints. I know it gives you hints to give, like, the guy in the witch's swamp, the void mayonnaise. Like, I think there are definitely hints in that kind of lore if you pick up the books, but that's relying on the fact that you're digging up books, and then going to the museum to read them, which I can't say that I have ever done.
I did go through and read them because I was curious about, like, how many hints it would give.
Yeah.
So I haven't read them all because I haven't gone recently, but I read up to a point. But it's like, again, like, do you even know to hit the worms with your hoe to even find the books in the first place? So it's like, honestly, I am baffled how people figure some stuff out, because, like, the worms thing, okay, cool. But some of the stuff, I'm like, how did you figure this out? Like, there's that new thing in 1.6 with the special sword that's like Easter egg for Terraria.
Yeah.
How did anybody figure this out?
I don't know. I don't know if they look in the game files or they just, like, hope and mess around. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I'm like, how did you know to throw this doll into the lava and then give this thing to this thing? Like, what?
It's weird. People are strange. People just know. The people who run the wiki are true angels of this earth, though, and I thank them for their service. Truly.
I also have an app. I have an app on my phone that helps me. Yeah.
I am pretty, like, I was surprised of how much knowledge came back to me when I started playing. Like, I could remember quite a lot of stuff, and, like, I could remember quite a few people's, like, favorite gifts, but, bro, it's all, like, the stuff that you need for Robin's shit that I needed to look up, because I'm like, how much wood does a barn need?
I know.
I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what
I
this
mostly
is.
use it for the gifts though, because it's got
Yeah.
everybody, and when you click on them, it tells you all of their loves and their likes and everything.
Yeah.
And then you can also just look at individual gifts. So, like, let's say you like have a shit ton of, I don't know, bone flutes for some reason. You can see like who likes it and who doesn't like it.
Yeah, me and my 10,000 bone flutes I have. You know?
Listen, I don't know what you do in your spare time.
Not harvest bone flutes, I can tell you that, but maybe I should.
Maybe.
I'm looking for one last thing for the museum and I'm genuinely losing the will to.
I don't know where I'm at with that.
Oh, where's my
I've got to
little
be
list?
close.
Yeah, I literally need one thing, and I was like, bro. So I'm just farming Omni Geodes from the Skull Caverns because I can't get them from. I think it's also from Magma Geodes. Yeah, I need Helvite. It's the only mineral I need. So you can get it from
I
Omni
feel
Geodes.
I've gotten that one, so like I wish I could give you things.
Yeah.
That would be my thing. Is like I wish I could gift you things like an Animal Crossing.
Yes, that'd be nice.
Like here you
yeah,
go.
that is the only thing I need, and then I need one more book. I need the treasure appraisal book, and I need one more other like late game thing, and then I need to cook and craft a bunch of shit as well. And then I need to go.
Yeah.
And then I forgot, like, Mr. Key has fucking recipes and, like, crafting stuff. And I'm like, oh my god, I forgot about you. You freak. You. Yeah.
It's funny you mention a checklist because this app actually has like checklists in there, so you can check
That's
off
handy.
everything.
I just have my little index cards full of notes. Each page has something related to it. So I know what I'm doing. I also can leave myself notes so I know what I'm doing because God knows I forget.
Yeah.
I honestly, because I have like 7 different things going on at the same time in my brain. So I'm like, harvest Omni Geodes, harvest artifact troves, golden walnuts, and then I'm doing a key quest apparently to sell 100,000 G worth of fresh cooked goods.
That one's hard.
That is hard, I know. But the other one was like worse, and I was like, ew. The other one was like 100 red, 100 green, 100 purple, 100 blue, or something, and I was like, I just don't have. I need to like pre-farm things for that. I think I don't have enough, so I've whacked an aquamarine in the crystallarium because I made another one. So then at least I have that going. The other ones I think should be fine, but I was like, ew. I was like, ew.
Yeah.
They're not easy. But I did do one. I did the fish one. And I was like,
I know, my bulletin board quests keep being either the bones or the ectoplasm, and I'm like, I hate both of these. These are both stupidly difficult.
I know. I think I've done all those bulletin board quests now, so I just let them sit there and rot. I'm like, I'm not doing it again. I'm sorry if you're lost.
That's valid. But I only do them for the prize tickets.
I mean, that's fair. My prize ticket ones at the moment are all poo, so I just can't be bothered to do them. They're like, it's like plants. And I'm like, I like household plants. I'm like, I don't need household plants, Lewis. I'm okay.
I know, there was one. I was like getting ready to get one, and it just showed a cow, and I was like, "There's no way it's gonna give me a cow."
That's kind of my favorite one, though.
Decal, and I was like, "But then you can't even put it in the barn."
I know.
I was like, "Let me put the decal in the barn."
I was like so obsessed. I was like, "Oh my god, it's gonna go in the barn, or like it's gonna go outside the barn. It will look so cute." No, do you know where it is? It's in my kid's house, in my kid's room. House. It's in my kid's room on the wall. I was like, there you go, have this cow. But I think I'll move it because it looks a bit ugly. But I was like, for now, that's where it will live, in the nursery. So my child wakes up every night to this cow over their head.
My whole house looks ugly. But I can't be bothered. I have better things to do.
Mine's okay. Like, I've gone in and like done a little bit of pizzazz, but it's not beautiful because in my head I'm like, I'm the only person who sees it, and like Mari just has to put up with it. Like, if Mari's bothered, she can decorate it herself, but clearly she doesn't care.
No. I woke up one day and Haley's like, I put in new floors, what do you think? And I'm like, these are hideous. I'm changing them immediately, Haley. I'm sorry.
Mari once gave me a plant and we already had 2 of the same plant. So I was like, I don't know what to do with this, and I felt bad. So I took the other plant out and put that plant back to make it feel like she contributed to the design. I was like, why did you pick up the same plant we already have 2 of? I was like, what is the point? She's like, clearly you love this plant so much, I'm going to buy another one. I'm like, no, I don't want
I mean, it's not terrible.
It's not, it could be worse, but I was like, bro. Right, and then when she gave me a window, and I was like, I don't want a window. What are you trying to tell me? It's like, look outside more. No.
Haley just gives me food.
But Mario gives me bombs, which is so helpful. I'm like, yes,
Ooh,
queen.
I like that.
Yeah, she's like, here's a bomb. And I'm like, over breakfast? Like, Hello. It is silly, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's like
Like,
when you
imagine just like...
But like, it's also the case of like you run with stuff over your head, and then you act like when you accidentally click on someone and give it to them, basically you're just like throwing it at them. They're probably so confused. They're like, why were you running at me with a parsnip? I'm like, I'm sorry, I was on a mission.
The worst is when you give someone the wrong thing, or when you eat it by accident.
Yeah. It's so sad. The amount of time I've given people trash, and they're like, ew, why would you give me this? And I was like, I clearly did not mean to give it to you. Like, go away. Like, why would I do that? It's so annoying.
Speaking of giving people things, okay, listen. I know Clint is a controversial character, and I agree. I don't much care for him.
He's there.
But I'm trying to get 10 hearts with everybody. Or, max hearts with everybody. And it was his birthday. So I was like, oh, well, I should definitely give him a gift because that's really going to give me a boost. So I gave him a diamond, and he's like, oh, I don't really get many birthday gifts, so this means a lot. And I was like, sorry, buddy.
It's like when I gave Sebastian something, and he's like, oh, I haven't laughed in a while. I'm like
Or Penny.
I spoke to him, gave him a void egg, and then he said that, and I just left. I was like, bye. I have things to do.
Sorry, buddy.
It's like, I actually have to be at the mines now, so bye.
I have plans.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Penny's is really sad as well. I'm like, girl.
Why can't I saw another TikTok where it was like, why can't I give Penny a house without her mother? Unless I marry her. Like, the only way to get her out of her house is to marry her. It's like, but like, if I marry Leah, her cottage is free. Like, why can't Penny have the cottage?
That is true.
Why are we building a house for Pam and Penny? Why can't we just build a house for Penny and say, fuck you,
But
Pam?
then to be fair, like, Pam does say that she'll, like, work on her shit when you give her the house.
I suppose.
But also, like, listen, am I here to talk about being an alcoholic? No. Of course not. I do not have the facilities for that. But I will say, it is crazy how Mayor Lewis can sit in this town and with full confidence think that Pam is the most suitable bus driver in the town when she drinks that much. Like,
I know.
Come on.
You know what else is ridiculous about the bus? First off, I shouldn't have to pay for any bus tickets, but I definitely shouldn't have to pay for any bus tickets if I'm driving the bus.
I'm sure there's a mod. I wish you could steal. You know when like Pierre leaves the little thing on the counter, and when he goes to Ginger Island, and he's like, "Oh, like on a system." I'm like, "You're lucky that I'm a good person because I would ransack your shelves because I hate you.
Yeah,
I will bankrupt you, and then your wife will leave you, and it'll be over for you, Pierre. But you're lucky that I am somewhat trying to keep people happy and homed." No. But yeah, the bus. No, I agree. Also, like, Pam just stands there all day. Like, I kind of feel bad that there's not like a bus shelter. She just kind of stands there from like 9:40 until like 5 p.m. I'm like,
I
girl,
feel like she could sit on the bus.
That's what I mean. Like, she just stood there. I feel like people should have to say if they're going to go to the town, like go to Calico Desert or not. I feel bad that she's like there every day.
Yeah,
because I'm the one who uses it. So like,
yeah, especially too like once you get like totems and the obelisks, like.
I barely go. I barely go to the desert anymore, so I'm like, girl, it's just every time I go that way, like into the town, I feel bad. I'm like, oh.
But I get at least she's not drinking.
That is true, but I just feel bad that she's just there by herself.
Yeah,
but it's also like Willy. Like Willy, when you get the boat, he could be like anywhere, and I'm like, hey, you want to come drive me to an island? I'm like ruining his day, and then he has to stay on Ginger Island to take me home. Like, how inconvenient is that? That's so annoying for him. The poor guys were like, go away. He's like, leave me, and then especially like if you go back late at night, like he stays there, and I'm like, boy, I'd leave. Like, your house is only open till 5 p.m. I'd be going. Like, you should be able to be left on Ginger Island if you don't get back on the boat at 5 p.m. Like, abandon ship. Absolutely not. But he's too kind. I love him.
I mean, we did repair the entire boat for him, so.
I mean, true, but still, I still feel bad that he's like our taxi man.
That's fair. That's fair.
And then we're like, here's a friend I found. It's a child. And he's like, okay. And then he helps me bring this like child back. And then we just dump this child on Linus. He's probably like, why the fuck do I have to take care of a child? Like, what the hell?
You know, it's okay.
There's so much going on. There's so much going on.
There
The real
is.
person I feel bad for is Gunther.
Yeah.
My lonely little man.
Poor Gunther.
He just sits. And that's it. He can't even leave his desk. Well, I know he does, because you do see him sometimes like at other events. But I'm like, he can't even get out of the desk. There's a box in the way. I'm like, does he like jump over every day? Like, what's happening? And where does he live? Where is his house? The museum doesn't have a bed. Like, where is he sleeping?
I don't know. Maybe there's a basement.
Maybe. I'd like. Oh, but that makes me sad that he's sleeping in a basement.
Well, it doesn't have to be like a dungeon basement. It could be a nice basement.
I hope it's a cozy basement.
I bet it is.
Sad. Otherwise, I'm sad.
Like, why is he the only one that you can't like?
I don't know.
And interact with. Like, it's so random. I mean, I guess you can't really befriend Marlin either.
No, that's true.
Or the other guy.
Professor Snail? Oh, or the other man in the chair.
Yeah, the old guy in the chair.
That's true. Yeah, they're just kind of there.
Yeah,
I don't know. But like Gunther like makes the leap. Like, I guess Marlin would make sense. It would make sense to friend Marlin as well. But I'm like, bro, he just sees me and I give him a stone and he's like, okay, thanks.
Listen,
and he has to deal with like Penny teaching kids in there. Like, he's stronger than me. He just stands there. No one goes into that museum. It's just like us and Penny who go in there. Yeah, sometimes like Elliot goes in there. Elliot goes in there. And Harvey does sometimes. But like the only time there was ever an event there was when Elliot wrote his fucking book and he's like, come to my book signing. I'm like, okay, I guess. And I accidentally came to his book signing. I didn't mean to go, but I happened to go in the window that event would be on. And I was like, what the hell? And I skipped the cutscene because I don't care for that man and his silly little book. I'm like, leave me alone, Elliot.
I hate Elliot so much.
He just, I don't know why he grinds my gears. He just does.
He gives.
Just leave me alone. Just leave me alone.
He gives like fuckboy nice guy energy.
I just don't.
Like, I feel like Elliot would ask me where his home.
Yeah. He's just weird. I'm sorry.
Honestly, out of all of the bachelors and bachelorettes, there's only like a couple that I like genuinely enjoy marrying.
Yeah, that's true. But I think that's fun. Like that, there's like some that are just a bit like, ew.
Listen, there's someone for everyone. So
yeah, but I definitely don't want them. So
no, honestly, I like Leah.
Leah's my
fave. Probably my number one.
Leah's my favorite.
However, I do actually really love Haley. I married her in this run, and she has become quite lovely.
I did like Mari. Mari's been fun as well. To be fair, like I think all the bachelorettes are pretty like really good. It's the men that suck.
Yeah,
like they all are rubbish.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're. I'm trying to think who else. I just haven't married Elliot. I don't think. That's it.
I feel like if I was gonna marry a man, it would be Harvey.
Harvey's fun. He likes planes.
Yeah.
That's like the funniest thing. But the only thing about marrying Harvey is the fact that he still charges you when you pass out. I'm like, I'm literally married to you.
Yeah, literally. But think about it. He's got to keep his business open somehow.
I'm keeping us afloat. The money he brings in is minuscule to the money I'm making. I'm sorry. The amount he probably charges for a fucking checkup is the amount I make off one bottle of Iridium wine. He can go suck an egg. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not a part of that.
Oh, that's fair.
There's just no need. There's just no need. Every person has a special checkup date that they go to the clinic. So he sees a person once a year, aside from like Evelyn and George, I think, who go more. But I'm like, bro, you are not self-sustaining at all. No one's self-sustaining, but especially not you.
No. Nothing in that town makes sense logistically. Which, like, I don't know if we discussed this, have you seen the theory that you're actually in purgatory?
Yeah, I mean, that makes the most sense, because
it really does.
Nothing is cooking correctly.
Because no one ages.
But your kids age, which is kind of fucked.
Yeah, but no one else does. Like, think about it. Evelyn and George just live forever. Vincent and Jazz, they never get bigger. No, but I'm
Imagine
just
if
saying
people
nobody grows
died.
old.
Imagine people die. Oh, but do you imagine how sad it would be if in like your 4th year Evelyn fucking died? I'd be devastated.
No, I agree. I'm just saying.
No, I know. Yeah, it is weird. It is funny though. But hey, there's magic. Maybe the wizard has just put like a spell on the valley so no one ages.
Maybe.
Maybe that's why. Because I just think otherwise, who knows? But I just don't trust Lewis. Lewis has done some shady shit.
No.
Bro.
What a crook. I should be mayor.
I want to run for mayor. There should be like Animal
Yes.
Crossing New Leaf and I should be mayor. Thanks. I have put so much money into this town.
Listen, I don't know how that town was getting by without me before I
Grandpa
showed
must
up.
have been doing the absolute most when he was there. Like, I
Yes.
feel like they were literally on the edge of being bankrupted completely until we came along.
Also, I firmly believe that Lewis killed your grandpa.
No, he did. He did.
Like 100% believe that.
He killed Grandpa because I think he was like, A, he's too good, but also because he wasn't bringing in the same money he used to because he was old, so he couldn't farm as efficiently, and he knew that he needed to sell that farm to have someone in who could supply for the town, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why he asked the wizard to cast a spell to make no one age, because that means we can just kind of vibe forever and continue to produce money, and it is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But truly,
How
my
do you think
biggest
he
mystery
carries everything out of the shipping bin?
I was just about to say my biggest mystery is how the fuck does he transport everything out of that shipping bin? I'm like, dude, what massive trolley do you have? And where does it go? Where are you putting it? Like, who is it going to, and where is he taking it? Like, what is happening? And who is he finding to buy this stuff? Like,
Listen,
sorry.
honestly, I honestly think that he is in Mr. Key's pocket. And, like, he works for Mr. Key.
Yeah. That makes sense. Because genuinely, I'm like, no one needs... The other day, I sold 27 bottles of Iridium Star fruit wine. Who the fuck is buying that? Like, who the hell is buying that?
No one.
No one is buying that, Lewis. And how are you transporting that without it breaking? I have so many questions. I'm like, this is not logistically possible, bestie. It's not. And I shipped, like, 20 pieces of bread, like baguettes. He's probably like, what the fuck are you doing? I also don't like him being on my property, like, after hours. I'm like, no. Because he has to come after 2 a.m. I'm like, go away.
I don't like anybody being on my property after hours because, like, I'm sorry, if I pass out in my own yard, that's my business.
Yeah, literally, I'm like, I am in my farm. As long as if you don't have, like, the night farm where, like, the monsters come out, I don't see why it's anyone's problem that you pass out in your yard. Who gives a shit?
Yes.
I'll maybe get pecked by a bird. I can live with that. Don't come on my property.
Also, who is robbing me?
That's a good question.
Because Linus is always like, oh, I saw someone, like, rifling through your pockets, but they ran away before I could get a closer look.
I think...
Is it Linus? Because I feel like it might be Linus.
I think it's implied that it's meant to be Linus, but it makes me sad, because I'm like, Bessie, I would just give you anything. Like, I would give you everything you needed. And I know he doesn't want a house, but I'm like, Bessie, I would build you a house. I'd build you a castle. Like, you would have the best time ever. Yeah, because I think because no one else steals stuff from you. Like, when you get found by Marlin or anything, like, they just say, like, oh, you passed out, be careful, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's just when Linus, you get found by Linus, that he's like, oh, someone stole something. And then obviously if you pass out in the mines, like, you lose stuff, which makes sense, because I guess the what are they called? Monsters would, like, pillage you, which is a bit funny. Also, my favourite thing is, like, say, for example, you pass out, like, in the mines, either you die or you pass out in the mines, and you're on a floor which doesn't have a lift. That means someone's come down, like, had to carry you up a ladder. Potentially several ladders to get to a 5 or a 0 level, which is absolutely insane if you think about it. I'm like, bro, that's crazy.
That's so true.
Also, who is going that deep to find me?
I don't know, though.
Give a shit.
I think Marlin could fireman carry me.
No, Marlin is the MVP. Like, he's truly a legend. But I'm like, Bessie, how did you find me? Like, I feel like that's such a mission, because he says he does his normal 3 a.m. like fine. Like, oh my best.
Right, like, are you going through all 120 levels?
It's just us that he looks out for. He doesn't look for anyone else. No one else just passes out because they're fucking stupid.
True.
Grandpa probably told them, like, by the way, like, my kid, like, this kid is fucked up, like, me.
Do you ever think about, though, like, how, like, you were working a corporate job. How buff were you before you showed up that you can
Bro,
just chop
crazy
down
buff.
a whole fucking tree?
That's genuine, but also like carry wood. Like I know in every game the concept of like carrying a bunch of shit in your pockets is always like slightly funny because it's like, okay, you're carrying like whatever, but like
Yeah.
logistically speaking, I'm like, this is kind of like in Stardew Valley. Obviously, you get a bag. I'm like, my bag cannot carry 999 rocks, but
Well, not only
and
that,
like
999 rocks and 999 wood and
999 wood
999 blah 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 blah.
and keep food fresh. That's also the magic of it. And
Listen,
the
I
best
want a
thing is
backpack
when
like that.
the best thing is when you have eggs in your bag with a bunch of rocks, and I'm like, these eggs are protected by God. What level of packing am I doing in here? I always like in my head, this is really silly when
You
I
should have
collect
raw
stuff.
fish in there.
Yeah, but when I collect stuff and I always have like wool from like my rabbits or my sheep, I always like make it so the eggs are protected by the wool. So in my head, I'm like, yeah, they're protected.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
But I'm like, they need to be cushioned almost by brain.
See,
Yeah, I have like
I grabbed the eggs and then just immediately put them in the mayonnaise machines.
Same. It's funny as well, like when I was giving Vince, when I was trying to become like 10 hearts with Vince, and he obviously loves snails, so I just had like 50 snails in my bag. He's probably like, Jody's probably like, who is this bitch just giving my son snails from their pockets? That's so weird. That's so weird.
Okay, but like,
I'm coming
Jody
into her
has
house
some
and
audacity.
I'm going into her house and giving her son 2 snails a week. I'd be slightly concerned.
No, Jody deserves it when she invites you for dinner but makes you bring the dinner.
Okay, but that is kind of a power move. She's like, hey, can you find me this fish? I'm like, yeah, okay. I get fed. But the thing is, I don't feed myself. The only times I eat is when I'm in the mines. I'm fucking living off nothing. I'm living off air.
Yeah.
Like, it's truly a miracle that Jodie decided to cook me food. I probably needed it. Jodie and Evelyn truly kept me alive. Jodie with that food, and then Evelyn with her cookies. I'm like, thank you for sustaining me. Otherwise, I would be dead. I'd be dead. But I'm not. I'm thriving.
True.
I'm thriving. Unlike Jojo Mart. Delilah, what are you doing?
Jojo Mart.
She's playing with a toy. Okay. Delilah's decided to be involved. I don't know why.
So I do want to segue a little bit.
Okay.
Because as much as we gripe about little things in this game, we do absolutely love this game.
Oh, yeah,
it is probably my favorite game.
Yeah.
Other than like Supermassive, but that's like a whole other category. And I will just say, like, shout out to Concerned Ape for A, putting out this incredible game, and then B, the 1.6 update was insane. It was so much, and he just gave us that for free.
No, truly, that is like one thing that I will forever appreciate. Stardew Valley was always very cheap. Like, it still is very cheap. Like, I know a lot of people, like, gaming is not affordable. It's not for everyone, especially when you think about the fact that you need to have consoles and systems in place, whatever. Like, it's definitely not an accessible thing, and that's a shame. I wish it was more accessible. But I do think, like, cozy gaming has become slightly more accessible, but, like, still, obviously, you know, it's expensive. But the fact that, like, this game is so old and it is still so like cherished and polished and continually updated, and he listens to feedback and he fixes and patches all by himself whilst working on another game is truly the most incredible thing. And putting on events as well, like he gets it. And to have a indie creator who is like, obviously all indie creators, to be honest, are like very obviously community driven, which is like 10 out of 10 support indie game developers because they truly deserve it. But like genuinely crazy, because he could have made so much money like off it. I'm sure he has, but like he could have made so much more money. Like he could easily charge £40 for Stardew Valley and I'd still fucking buy it. Like it's that's because of the value you get out of the game. Like it is genuinely worth that much. But I think I paid like what, like £15? Bananas to me. Like truly bananas. And to get patches and like updates that have so much, like even if 1.6 gave me like one extra thing, I would still play it again because any excuse. But the fact we got so much, I'm like, bro, bestie, you are crazy.
Like 1.6 was an insane update. It gave so much more to the base game. I think it added so much. It's so cool, all of the things you can do.
Yeah.
The bookseller, the mystery boxes, the trinkets.
I just love how much has been added like post game, because I think that was like my only problem, and I say problem very, very lightly, but like when you hit obviously like and you get the candles on the shrine with your grandpa, like that kind of is where the game narratively ends. It doesn't. It obviously continues. You can play for millions and millions of years. But like if you aren't someone who's striving for perfection, like obviously that's narratively where the game like cuts off. Because I am going for perfection. I'm not like hunting it down, but I'm like I am going towards it because I'm like, why not? But the fact that there's other stuff for me to be doing alongside like that kind of grind, I'm like, yeah. Exciting.
No, it's so insane. I love it. I love it so much.
It's such a good time. Like I just like that TikTok you sent. It's like I play Stardew Valley and I black out for like 10 hours, and I wake up and I'm like, oh, it's like a couple of days ago. I think it was like the 23rd of December, like Christmas Eve. I was like, oh, I can't respond to your voice now. I stayed up too late playing Stardew Valley.
No, like I simultaneously love and hate that it only auto saves at like the day mark, because like it's so easy to convince yourself like, oh, just one more day, one more day.
I was like, okay, I'll stop at 11 p.m. because I can get ready for bed, like listen to your voice note, and then like go to bed kind of thing. And then the next thing I know, it's like midnight, and I'm like slightly a problem. I was like, I kind of got distracted a little bit. Yeah, no, it's so consuming and it's deadly, but that's the thing, like I like because you can theoretically pick it up and just play a day, but who the fuck is picking it up and just playing a day? Like there's
no, honestly, like there have been times where I'd be like, oh, I could play just a quick day in Stardew, and then I'm like, no, I know myself. If I play just one day, like it's not going to be enough. It's not going to satisfy the craving.
That like the first time like I picked it up when 1.6 dropped, I was thinking, okay, I'll just play like that kind of like first week. I'll just like set stuff up. I played the whole of spring. I was like, oh, I'll just play until like the Egg Festival or whatever. Like that'll be my cutoff. I'll do the Egg Festival and I'll cut it off, you know, because then everything will kind of be set in motion. I can pick it back up. I played genuinely until summer, and I was like, what the actual fuck? I was like, I had stuff to do.
So easy. Like, it's so easy to just go.
Yeah, it is. It really, really is. Especially when you have so much to do in the beginning. Like now it's kind of slowed down, so it's like it's a little bit easy to detach myself because I'm like, okay, I do have to wait for these things to tick, but I'm like, no. You can get into such a routine. Like I get up, I go past my sheds of my kegs and my jars, and I go into my greenhouse, see if my ancient seed fruit has grown, and then I go into my barn area and I pet all my barn animals. I collect their goods, I put them in machines, I go pet my chickens, I go in my cave, I go up, I sell, and then I go off and wander around. Like that is my routine, and I'm like, I just.
I know. And I just got Junimo huts. I got 2 of them on my farm, so I'm very excited. It was funny though. I was like trying to figure out like where to put them because I'm on the Meadowland farm. I know you are as well. It's a new one that dropped with 1.6, and it is great because you get a coop right away. So 10 out of 10 do love that. But the farming space is weird.
Yes.
And so I was like trying to like set it up. And I will say though, like after I hit like I would say about year like 2, about halfway through, I farm less because less of my money is coming from that. Like I farm heavily in the early days, and then I kind of like wean off, especially once you get the greenhouse and you have like fruit coming and you just throw it in preserves or kegs, like you're set. But I was still like trying to like figure out like a little spot. I was like mapping everything out, and Kyle was like, you don't have this all like laid out yet? And I was like, no. He's like, where are your paths? You don't have paths? What are you doing? I was like, shut up.
See, I the first thing I did was like when I finally kind of got things kind of set up was path everything in, so I kind of knew where I was going to go. So I have one Jumino hut, and it's like in the river, like in the bottom corner, like slightly, like I've put my silos in the bottom left corner, and then above that is a shed, and then above there, where there's a block of like land, I've put a little Jumino hut, and then I've created like a little thing, so it's like a little tiny area for farming just for my Juminos.
You don't put your silos by the barn and the coop?
Oh no, because I don't need them down there, do I?
Wrong.
No, I don't need them there. They're all in the corner. They're just in the corner by themselves. No, because I have the big central area in my Meadowlands farm has my 2 barns in. No, 3 barns in, and they have a pond, and then I have 2 coops, and they also have a pond next to the cave. Now I want my silos out of the way because they're ugly and they're massive. They like block so much view, which is kind of annoying.
No, they gotta be by the barn though. It's part of the aesthetic.
No, I know, but they take up so much room.
No, they really do. That's fair. See, so like, I only have 1 barn and 1 coop, and I'm kind of thinking I'm just gonna keep 1 of each.
It is. I will say, it takes me like 3 hours. Not obviously in-person time.
Yeah.
It takes you like 3 hours game time to go around and pet every animal.
I know. It's not only that, but it's also just like once you get to like the top level, everything's like automated, and I'm like, I don't have time to start over with all that and go feed them every day and all that shit.
No, that's fair. So what I did is I have my barn and my coop, and then I brought an extra coop and then 2 extra barns, and I had no animals in them, upgraded them fully, and then put animals in them. So I have a barn for pigs, a barn for goats, I think, and then a barn which has cows and sheep in, and then I have a coop which has a few dinos and a few void chickens, and then the other one just has like chickens and like ducks and rabbits. So I've like split them kind of. Not that I'm trying to segregate my animals, but I did like to have them because then I don't have to go in the pig barn at all because they can't have truffles in there. So I only need to go in the other 2. So it's quite simple. But yeah, that's what I've done.
That's fair. I just let all my animals live together, and I just have 1 barn and 1 coop, and I think I'm gonna stick to that. I need to actually use that site you sent me and like
it's handy.
out
that's what I did because I know where I'm putting all my obelisks and shit. Like I have space dedicated.
Now that you can move
them.
the house,
yeah, I know.
It like changes everything.
I've left my house where it is because I didn't know where else I wanted to put it. On the Meadowlands farm, I was like, where am I putting it?
I don't know, because like I'm trying to like think about it, like where like there's an aesthetic way of doing things, and then there's a functional way of doing things, and I'm like stuck between the two because I'm like, oh, this would look really cool here, but like that is not functional for me when I need to like run and do all my like morning shit, like you were saying. Like,
that's kind of why I left. That's kind of why I left it. Whereas I will say I do have the mini obelisks. So I have 1 by my house and then 1 at the entrance to like the Marnie's area, so I can just launch myself down there, which is quite handy.
That's smart.
Because I have my fish pond down there with all my fish.
I'm trying to decide what I want to do on like the little like island part where Grandpa's shrine is. I really wanted to put farming there, but you can't farm there, and I'm like,
I've put my greenhouse on there. That's what
I was thinking of doing that, but like I like having my greenhouse by a shed because I have a shed full of like all my like kegs and stuff.
Yeah, I have like
just like boop boop.
Yeah, I have my greenhouse there, and then below, like on that little upper bit of land where that bridge is, I have my 2 sheds there. So it's like it's kind of out of the way, but like not super out of the way. Because next to where I'm putting, like next to the walkway that goes up like towards Robin's is where I'm putting like my obelisks. I'm putting them there.
Okay.
So I've left that space vacant for now for that. And I also have a little like flower farm with all my fucking millions of bee houses over there.
That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to put my bee houses there, but I like to put flowers with it, and you can't farm up there. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah, I literally have like 24 bee houses, and then I just have a iridium sprinkler, and then I just put loads of flowers there, and then I get like so much honey.
I know. I have 6 right now.
Those bees hate to see me come in. Like, no. Yeah, because I have a mushroom tree next to my greenhouse, and then I have one of the new trees as well there.
I wish. I know it's like part of the thing of like you get your farm and you have to deal with it. But I really wish I could just like cover 1 pond because it's just ruining my vibes. The one by the cave.
Well, that's why I put my coops there, because then my ducks can swim in the pond.
That's fair. Right now I have them on like either side of like the big pond in the middle. Like I have my coop on the left and my barn on the right. And I don't want them there forever. Because I'm also okay, do you fence your animals in, or do you just let them roam?
I fence them in because of the weight, but they have big areas. Do not come for me.
Yeah,
animal protection people.
No, I want to fence mine in. The only reason I have it right now is just because of like the bluegrass. I'm just like letting them have at it.
That's what I did at the start.
I also I need to figure out their permanent locations before I fence them.
Yeah.
So that's part of where.
Yeah, I fenced them in because I got the bluegrass recipe. So I put bluegrass like. Yeah, it's from bloody Mr. Key, the fucking knob.
I figured.
But I've got some bluegrass, and like I don't know if you know this, but you can put. I don't know if anyone knows this. If you don't know this life hack, you can put grass underneath fences, and it will stay there, and the animals can't eat it, and it won't be removed. So you can have spawning points for grass. So I started putting bluegrass under fences, which is quite handy. Because oh my fucking god, when you have as many fucking like pigs and shit as I do, they fucking plow through grass like no one's business. I'm like, dude, what the actual fuck?
I know, yeah. So I need to figure out their permanent spots, and I need to get the recipe for bluegrass, because like right now I'm just like letting them like have at it, because then I don't have to care about anything. But
that's kind of what I did.
Oh my god, I was playing, and I just hit spring yesterday, and obviously they were shut up all winter. I opened their doors, I let them out. Great time. And then as I was, like, getting ready to wrap things up, I had, like, 6 animals sleeping outside. And I was like, "What are you doing? Go home. Go to bed." I've never had them stay out before when the door is open. Like, I know if you shut the door on them.
They just decided they wanted to sleep under the stars, I guess.
I was like, "Y'all are gonna get snatched by a fox. Can you please
No.
go into your house?"
I could imagine if your animals could get fucking eaten in the night. How traumatizing.
No, they can.
Can they actually?
Yeah, chickens can.
Oh, I didn't know that.
If you leave them out and you don't leave the door open, like, if you, like, let's say you let them out, right? And
Yeah.
then you shut the little coop door and you don't put them back in at night and they're stuck outside, they can get snatched. Yeah, it'll like, you'll go to bed and they'll just say, like, something bad happened, and then they're
No,
gone.
that's so sad.
I think as long as the door is open, you're okay, but, like, still,
Okay.
I was like, "Can you please go to your house?"
Go to your room. That makes me sad. I didn't realize that
I
could
know.
happen. Oh. I'm glad the animals don't die. Like, I'm glad they don't age and pass away.
I know. I'm glad
I'd
you
be
can't
sad.
accidentally kill them if you, like, hit them with your sword, because I've
Could
definitely
you
done that.
imagine if you just, like, turn them into fucking meat because you hit them, like, in Minecraft?
No, there's mods for that, though. I've seen, like, I've seen, like, TikToks of, like, people unless they're just, like, doing animations over it, but
Oh my god. Why would you
pretty
want to
sure
do
there's mods
that?
for that. I
That's
don't know.
cruel. Don't do that to your besties. I'm obsessed with the fact that you can now have like 70 million pets because I do have one of each because I cannot be stopped.
My problem is there's no good place for me to put the goddamn water bowls, and it drives me insane.
I have the one where it's normally, and then I have one by the path upwards towards Robin's. I have one there, and then I have my birdhouse inside my house, chilling. But yeah, I will be collecting them all, and I will find a way.
I just want that blue purple turtle, but it's
Yeah, same.
so expensive.
I know that's the one I want. I was like, I'm gunning for you, my friend. Like you shall be
I
mine,
know.
and it will be brilliant. I know. I'm
It's
so
like one
excited.
of those, like, when you're trying to make, like, adult purchases versus, like, fun purchases, and it's like, I have to buy things I need, but I'm trying to save for this fucking turtle.
No, for real. I'm like, oh, I should like. I did end up buying like Pam her house, but I was like, oh, I could save. And I was like, no, I should buy the house for Pam and Penny before I buy a turtle.
I know, I'm, like, low-key working towards the house for Pam and Penny, but I'm also, like, not at the same time.
Well, I got to the stage now where I'm like making like pretty hefty amounts of money from my farm animals, but also from my wine. So I'm like, I can kind of just like be a little bit impulsive with my money purchasing. But I want I want the return scepter. That's what I'm kind of gunning towards, low key.
Fair. So I'm also kind of, like, casually going towards perfection, so I've been, like, crafting everything, and so I have a slime incubator. I do not want the slime hutch. Listen, if that's the game you wanna play, fine, but that thing is ugly
No,
as hell. I do not
it
want
is
that on my
ugly.
farm.
It is ugly. I was trying to find somewhere I could put it that would hide it, and I couldn't. So I was like, you know what? Where I was gonna put it is now where I've put a shed. So I was like, it's not going there
Yeah.
anymore.
I also, like, I just don't care, but so I made the slime incubator, and I was like, "Okay, cool, whatever, like, I just have this, and it's gonna sit in a chest." And then I think I was in the volcano dungeons, and I got a slime egg, and I was like, "Oh, well, I guess I'll hatch it." And now I have this slime, but I also have the slime charmer ring, so this thing tries to fight me every time it sees me, but it can't hurt me because of the slime charmer ring, and it's so fucking funny.
Apparently, you can hatch a slime in the town, and it will like greet people. Yeah, I saw that on a TikTok. I don't know how true that is. I saw it on a TikTok. And I was like, I kind of need to hatch a slime now because I had the egg press, like the egg press thing. I was like, I'm gonna hatch a slime in the town, and it better fucking greet people. I was gonna be so pissed if I hatch a slime and it doesn't do anything.
You keep me posted, and if
I
it
will.
works, I will do it. But
Yeah,
since
because
you're already doing it,
people said like it interacts and like you can like open trash cans in front of it and it like reacts with something. It's like that is so funny if true. I need a little like
oh my
slime
god,
town man to just hang out.
it's little town mascot.
Yeah, he is. He would be a better mayor than Lewis.
Did you find the secret trash can book
Yes,
by
yes,
Clint's house? Yeah, Kyle sent me
yes.
a TikTok about that, and I'm like,
That's how I also found about it was a TikTok, and I was like, okay, this is handy. This
I
is
know I
nice.
try not to, like, spoil too much, but at
Yeah,
the same time, like, literally never would have found that.
but no, I would never would have done that. So like, that's just
So
as not possible for me.
yeah,
Yeah, there's some things that I'm like, that is just not. I wouldn't have naturally gone there myself.
it doesn't look like you can. So
Yeah. Yeah, I think otherwise, like, more or less I've found, like, kind of discovered everything 1.6 has to offer, like, organically. There's, like, a
yeah,
few things I've, like, asked to clarify, but, like, otherwise I'm like, I think I did it. I think I did good, Chief.
Yeah, I just didn't realize. I thought with the Mastery Cave, you had to get full mastery before you could claim any of them, but that is not true. So I claimed 2 of them.
Yeah,
and now I have little trinkets, which is
Yeah,
really
the trinkets
fun.
are cool. I only need mining. I think it's the only one I
I
need.
claimed the first 2.
Yeah, I only need mining. I have all the others now.
I claimed the first 2,
Because
whichever one they go.
I kept getting loads of like fucking golden animal crackers, and now my goats produce goat's milk like no one's business. And I'm like, hello.
I need to upgrade all my weapons still.
That's what I've been
Or
doing
not my
slowly.
weapons, but like all my tools. But I'm just like, there's never a good time, I feel like.
Yeah,
Because I have to like commit to giving it away for a couple of days.
I've now got like more or less everything's iridium aside from like the trash can and like my watering can and my hoe, I think, and not iridium. Everything else, I think now. Oh, and the pan. My pan is. I think I have a gold pan. I was like, oh. But the pickaxe is so handy being iridium because literally most rocks take like 1 hit and it's like over for everyone. I'm like, and it looks really aesthetic because I have the galaxy sword, so like everything looks really beautiful because it's all like purple. And I'm like, ooh.
Don't find a lot of iridium, which is very frustrating. I also guess how many prismatic shards I found in this game? 2.
I have 4 in my fucking chest. I don't know what fucking luck I've bred this game. Crazy. A random slime just dropped one, and I was like, "Hello."
Yeah,
I was like, "Hello."
I have gotten 2, and the first one I used to get the galaxy sword, and then the second one I gave to the museum because I was stupid and I forgot about the movie theater.
Yeah. Well, that's what I did as well. So I was like, "Oh damn, I'm not gonna have one, so I'll have to get like one of the other things to fill it." And then I was in the mines, and a fucking slime just dropped one, and I was like, oh, "Okay, I'll take it." It was so random. I was like, "What on earth?" Yeah, I would say like some of the drop rates seem to have like changed. Like I feel like some things have been like slightly easier to get, but I don't know if that's just because I just have been insanely lucky.
So I actually did see a TikTok about this, about how your game is seeded. Like every game is seeded differently, which is going to influence like your game and like how you get stuff. So you must have just gotten a really good seed, because like there's actually like sites where you can like if you look at the code of like your full file, you can like see like, and it's like down to everything, like how stuff gets dropped, how like everything operates. That's why like every game is different, obviously. But so you must just have gotten really good seed, because like people like will like manipulate it to get like a good one and stuff.
Yeah, I know you can like clay farm, and that's a way of like telling kind of what seeds you have, and you can get so much money from clay farming if you do it on the beach because there's like a pattern that you farm in, and then every like 8th hit or something gives you fucking something. It's wild. It's truly wild. But you know what? I don't have luck in finding hellbite and golden coconuts. So if my luck can kind of change in those areas, I'd be much delighted, because I need 1 fucking fossil for Professor Snail, and I'm literally losing the will to live. Because every time I go in there, he's like, "Bestie, crack open golden coconuts." I'm like, "I'm fucking trying, bro." And then every time I crack open a golden coconut, Clint gives me stone. I'm like, "Why is there stone in a golden coconut, Clint? Why are you robbing me blind? What is happening?" And if he gives me another piece of marble, I'm gonna throw marble at his face. I'm so done. I'm so done. Stop it.
I mentioned this in my voice note to you, which I know you haven't listened to, but I went to Clint with 5 mystery boxes, and I broke open the first one and it gave me 2. And then I broke open like 2, 3, and 4, and they gave me like other stuff. And then I broke open 5 and it gave me 3. So I walked in with 5, and then I got like 5 more, but I also didn't, because I didn't get anything from 1 and 5.
I broke open one, it gave me a mystery hat, and I genuinely was.
I have 2 mystery shirts, and I'm like, I should only be able to get one of these.
I have a mystery hat, and then I also have a mystery wallpaper, and I'm like, what am I doing with this? Can I summon some sort of weird mystery thing? Like, why do I need this?
I put it on thinking I could do something cool with it, and then it literally just has a question mark on it.
One of my kids has it. I was like, you can have the mystery.
I put cat ears on my daughter.
My daughter has a raccoon hat.
That's great.
So my daughter has a raccoon hat. I have the dinosaur hat. And then my horse has a fedora. And my son has the mystery hat. And then I also have the squid hat, which I also wear. I interchange between the dinosaur hat and the squid hat. The squid hat is too elite for anyone else to have but me, so they cannot have it.
See, I love the dino and the squid, but I've started getting into like actually like dressing for the weather.
That's cute.
So like during the winter I got earmuffs. and then I wear earmuffs. But then, like, for the week of, like, Christmas, I wear a little Santa hat. And then I actually just figured out how to make a witch's hat. So I'm gonna have that for fall.
I do want to craft more stuff with the sewing machine. I just forget.
Hold on,
I
let me send you
know the townspeople
a
hate
photo
me
to
because
send
I'm
you.
in my same stinky dungarees as I was in year 1. They're like, ooh, this bitch does not change. And I'm like, no, I don't.
No, I dress for the weather because I kept being tired of seeing everyone in their cute winter clothes. And
I
I
know,
didn't
that's
have any,
true. I
so.
do like that everyone has their little outfits now. It's very sweet.
Okay, I
It
sent
makes
you
me
a
joy.
photo that helps you craft a bunch of stuff.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I always forget because I do keep a lot of like I've been keeping cloth because you need it from some crafting stuff, and I was like, oh, I should use it to make
Dude, I get so
clothes.
much cloth though.
Yeah, it's
I have,
bananas.
but it also sells really well, so I
Whoa.
like sell half, keep half.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna make the witch's hat. Oh my god, the little bonnet
Right?
thing.
I know.
Is that a pig hat? What the?
I
A
think
pig
so,
shirt?
yeah. Or a mask. I think it's a mask.
Ooh, could you put that on your child? I kind of want my child to be a rabbit and a pig.
Maybe.
That's quite funny.
I only have one kid, and she just has the little cat ears. My little Nucky.
Yeah, I have one of my. So I have one. My daughter is called. What did I name her? I think I named her Madeline, and my fucking son's called Notas. So like, oh, I'll randomly
So,
generate it. I'll randomly generate it because I was like, this will be funny. I'll randomly generate it because I wanted to see what names there were, and that was the first one. And I was like, I just have to because that's so funny.
so here's what happened to our listeners at home. I adopted my first child, and I was getting ready to name her, and I think I was gonna name her something cute like Amelia.
Mm-hmm.
But then like you can randomly generate names. You can do it for your pets or for your kids. And I was just like looking through the randomly generated ones, and I was like flipping through, and I was like, oh my god, these are so silly. And the last one I hit was Nucky, Nucky. And I was like, oh my god, that's like so terrible. And then instead of backing out, I hit okay. And the fucking irony that you can rename your animals, but you cannot rename your child. So now I have a daughter called Nucky.
You can always get rid of your child and then have another child.
First off, the fact that you can even do that, twisted. The fact that you can just go turn your child into a dove, weird as hell.
So I went into Lewis's house. This was a moment of horror for me. So this was like the end of the day. It was like 4 p.m. and I went into Lewis's house because I had a prize ticket. So I went into his house and I went to click on the prize counter and I didn't click on the prize counter. I clicked on the divorce book and I fucking divorced from Maru. And I shit myself thinking, oh my god, I've just had such a productive day. I'm gonna have to go back. And then it panicked, clicked it again, and then remarried us. So I like cancelled the divorce. And I was like, I went through so many emotions and such. Lewis probably saw, like, I like to think that my reaction in person was how my character reacted because I literally was like, I was panicking. And then I like looked Lewis dead in the eyes, like, you better fucking not tell her that I filed for divorce and cancelled it. This stays between us. Do not.
Oh
I
my
panicked.
god.
I panicked so hard.
I want to, like, it obviously takes a lot, but I want to do, like, an asshole run where I just, like, date everybody.
I know, yeah,
and,
same.
like, get that, like, little cutscene and everything.
It's so,
and
like, weird. I
so
might do that
shady.
in another run. Like, I might do a proper Asa run, like, do the Jojo Mart one.
Yeah.
But then date everyone, and then at the end, when everyone's mad at me, I'll move Krobus in, and me and Krobus will be platonic besties and live happily forever after.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
I like that.
I think that's the way.
I agree.
I do love that you can have Krobus as a roommate now. That makes me so. I wish you could have other people as roommates. Like, I wish you didn't have to marry them to get them to move into your house. I wish you could be like, hey, would you like to move in with me?
Yeah.
And not have them be married.
I wish I could rescue Caroline from Pierre.
That's what I mean. I mean, I get that she's married, so I'm like, okay, I get that that's probably not allowed. But why can't I say to Haley or Emily, like, just come live with me? Like, just come live on my farm. Be my farm hand, you know? Like, I don't understand why that's not allowed. Why do I have to have their hand in marriage? Why can't they, like, marry someone else and live?
That's what I want. Like, if I could pick one thing to add to Stardew, is I want to play matchmaker.
Mm-hmm.
Let me make them kiss. I want them to kiss.
Yeah. Well, who would you pair up if that were the case?
Okay, so in this world, I'm marrying Leah. And we're going to pair Sam and Penny.
Yes, because they have that little tree cutscene, don't they?
They're so cute. I love them. I'm going to pair Marnie with Marlin.
Hell yeah.
Get out of here, Lewis. Get
fuck on,
out
Lewis.
Of here. I'm gonna pair Clint with a Cliff.
Yeah. Yeah. Get him to move out. Don't need you here. The dwarf can take his job. You don't need that job.
Yeah.
The dwarf loves minerals.
Let's see. I think Haley with Maru.
That'd be cute.
I think it would be cute. And also Haley's for the girlies.
Haley is for the girlies. Chapel Roan, like, caused Haley to have a crisis, and I fully stand by that.
Haley is for the girlies and Alex is for the boys.
Alex is for the boys. Alex is, because they are like gay best friends to each other. You cannot tell me that that's not what, like Alex hangs out with Haley at the ice cream stand and they gossip about boys and girls together, and it's beautiful.
Haley is meant to marry a woman and Alex is meant to marry a man.
Yeah.
Period. Full stop.
For real.
Which means Alex, I don't really have anyone for Alex, unfortunately.
Alex does go to Robin's house quite a lot in the winter.
Ooh,
I don't know if you've noticed that. So I've
actually.
So he's in there in his coat, and I'm like, where are you going? And he goes in there, and I'm like, so he must be going out to hang with Sebastian, because Mari's never really home. So I'm like,
okay,
hello.
Okay, you know what?
Have we got a little like
jock,
like nerd emo going on? Like, are they going on a little motorcycle ride together? Like,
okay, you know what? I like it. I like it.
I kind of was like, this is interesting. I was like, every time I like walk down and I see him, I'm like, I'm watching you. It's like, ew, why is the farmer staring at me?
I'm gonna pair Elliot with a mirror because there's no one that man could love more than himself.
Yeah. Correct.
Who do we have left then?
Well, people pair Shane
Abigail
and Harvey together.
No.
And I'm like, Harvey deserves better than just because he's a doctor does not mean he should be saving Shane.
That's like the toxic I can fix him trope.
Yeah.
We don't fuck with that. Also, like, it's so hard because I know they don't have canonical ages, but like in my head, Shane is so much older than Abigail and Emily to me.
Yeah. I think him and Emily are meant to be like kind of in the same age bracket. Like obviously not the same age, but I think they're like kind of clumped together, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like Harvey's meant
That's
to
fair.
be like the old, like one of the oldest, and then it's like Shane and Emily, and then you have like Alex, Haley, and then it's like and Leah and that lot, and then you have like Sebastian, Abigail, and Sam are all like the youngest. They're definitely the youngest three.
I think I just pair Shane with therapy.
Yeah. Sometimes you don't need a partner. You know, you don't need a partner.
You know what? I want Emily and Harvey together. My weird little autistic kids.
That would be cute. Oh my god, and Emily could make him little cardigans.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be sweet. And she would love the fact that he loves planes. And she loves birds. And they both fly.
Yes. So I put my weird little autistic children together.
Yeah, that would be sweet. I could see that.
And
the Wizard and Caroline, Abigail. They can rekindle their love.
Oh, yeah.
Abigail and a fucking rock, bro. Like, she is in her own world.
Listen. I think Abigail's asexual.
Abigail thrives. And listen, she's out here munching quartz, and I have to love that for her.
Yeah.
She is a gamer girl, crystal bitch, for real, and I think she just is in her own world, and I love that for her.
She just live, laugh, loving by herself.
And you know, my final pair, I mentioned this to you, my final pair, Professor Snail and Gunther.
Yes.
My true OTP.
Yes.
My true OTP. Perfect. They live. They're beautiful.
Well, actually, I have one more
finds
pair.
His way home. Okay.
Lewis with the graveyard next to his house.
Yeah, no, that's a given. That's where he's going. If Lewis had it any other way, he'd be fucking 6 foot under by now, like... No.
Honestly.
Yeah, honestly, Marlon and Marnie, that whole, like, lore story makes me so depressed. I'm like, girl... Stand up. Stand up, Marnie. Stand up.
The whole thing.
I'm like, bruh. And, like, Marlon, like, he's a fucking silver fox. Lewis is, like, ugly.
Right? Honestly.
It's not all about looks. It's all about looks. But I'm like, Marlon's right there, girl. Marlon's right there. He's a silver fox. He can fucking, like, fight. He's, like, built as shit.
And he wouldn't hide you.
And he helps me in times of peril. And he would never hide you. He would show you off because you are a queen, Marnie. Like, oh. Devastating. It makes me so emotional. Like, girl, get in your fucking shop and do your job and be happy. It's so annoying. Actually, you know what I would change? I would actually marry Robin.
Oh, fair. Okay.
Because someone said that the people who marry Leah are the people who wish they could marry Robin. And I was like, you didn't have to put me on blast, but...
Okay, I'm gonna say something controversial. I don't get it.
I don't know. There's something about her.
I don't get the Robin love.
I
Like,
just love her.
I don't have anything against her, but like, I'm not thirsting after her in the way other people are.
That's fair. I just think that she just provides, like, she's just an active service girly, and I live for that. So I'm there for that behavior.
Here's what bothers me about Robin, though, is I feel like she's really complicit in Demetrius being a shitty stepfather.
Yeah, that whole family situation is a nightmare. That's why I need to just, like, split them up. That's why I'm like, bro, it's so, like, devastating when, like, Maru, like, says stuff about her family. She's like, oh, I'm gonna go visit my mom. And, like, I'm like, oh, this is, like, really depressing, girl. Like, I don't like this family dynamic. She's like, oh, I should go see if my dad needs help because he's always complaining. I'm like, girl, I think you need help. He's like, oh, you should come round in the lab. And I'm like, I'm actually good. I'm gonna go elsewhere. Goodbye.
Anywhere
I'm
you are.
literally gonna go take the dwarf to go see a movie. You have fun.
Yes.
No, thank you. No,
Yes.
thanks. No. Yeah, it's messy. Everyone's a little bit messy. Everyone's got like messy family dynamics. I'm like, bro, what is occurring?
Yeah.
Like, there's some weird stuff. There's a lot of like, because there's like a. I'm trying to think if there's like the 7 deadly sins in the town, but I feel like maybe there isn't. But there's definitely some vibes to it because
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Sketchy. 100%.
like, I don't know, man. It's fucking weird. There's some weird stuff. I don't. And you have a whole war. It's a whole war going on.
So I was gonna bring that up because I saw a TikTok about someone theorizing like what if Haunted Chocolatier, because apparently Concerned Ape has said that like they are in the same universe, but what if Haunted Chocolatier is in the other country that like Stardew is at war with?
Shit. That'd be crazy.
Because then like imagine we get to see Traveling Cart Lady, but like permanently. She has a little shop.
So I love that idea. I also saw someone say like, I think this was like speculated, like one of the first things to be speculated, but it was like, what if, for example, like you the farmer have a sibling. So like there's obviously you have a grandpa, and like grandpa was potentially with like fucking Evelyn because there's a picture of Evelyn on his nightstand. Well, that's not cheap. But like so potentially you could have grandma and grandpa. So what if grandma had the chocolate shop and she's left it to the other grandchild? So there's like that would be quite sweet if you had like some sort of like connection there. But then it's also wild because to me, I'm like, isn't it kind of fucked that like the family dynamic for the farmer is like messed up? Because like depending if you pick like male or female farmer, you either get letters from mum or dad. Kind of low-key implies that you don't have the other parent, kind of like in Animal Crossing where they just don't exist. And then grandpa like died and there's no grandma, or grandma's already dead. Like there's a lot of like weird stuff cooking, and I'm like, what is happening here? And they never come to visit. Weird. And I'm like, they never come to visit me. You send me stone, but I'm like, you don't say hello. It's weird behavior.
It's strange. It's strange.
Yeah, but listen, Haunted Chocolatier, Concerned Ape, take as long as you like, but also don't take too long.
Take as long as you like, but also I'm ready immediately.
Yeah. Like, I am biting at my cage, but obviously I do not wish to rush because I'm certain it's going to be absolutely wonderful, but I'm also like, give it to me now. Give it to me. I know.
I feel like 1.6 like satiated me a little bit, but it also made me like hungrier at the same time.
I see screenshots and I'm like,
I know. But like, here's the thing. As soon as that game drops, you will not hear from me again.
I am actually physically dead to the world at that point. There are a few things in my life that I would drop everything for, like that and like a supermassive game. Like I'm there, I'm ready. Bro, it is so over.
Haunted Chocolatier release date, I am taking a week off of work.
I think it's needed. I genuinely think it's needed. Like and it's fun. It's funny as well because we're acting like this and we literally don't know anything about it. Like we know very, very little. Like it could be the most bananas thing ever. Like we genuinely know nothing. And I'm like I'm just like, which if that doesn't tell you how good Concerned Ape is, I don't know what is, because the fact that people are like feral over a game where we have like 2 bits of information or like 5 screenshots is genuinely crazy.
Yes. I'm so ready.
I know.
You know what else I'm ready for? The Stardew Valley Orchestra concert that we both get to see.
Oh my god, I'm so excited for that. It's gonna be so cute and so wonderful.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. We love that. I just love that he's doing that. Like, that's what I mean. Like, there's just like extra little community bits, like having your little orchestra and like the fan gamer book and like the cookbook, and then you have like the board game, which is apparently like very cute, and the chickens. I still want a fucking chicken.
I want the vinyls.
Yes, I know.
Of the soundtrack. They're so expensive.
I know. Me too.
If anybody loves me enough to give me like $150 so I can buy them,
the way I would just never have anything else on if I had those, like, I just would constantly live in Stardew Valley music, and that would be beautiful.
Yes.
I know, I'd have all the chickens, I'd have the Krobus plush. Yeah, I'm indebted to that man.
You gotta show off your Stardew tattoo.
I do. Oh my god, yeah, where is it? Oh my god, he's God. There he is! Next to my ghost. He's a tiny Jumino with a little star.
We love him.
He's hanging out. I like to think that he's giving the ghost the star drop, and the ghost is giving the flower to the Moomin, and the Moomin is collecting them all. They have a little exchange going on.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's
my
so
little
cute.
weird guy my little weird guys. Yeah, I was like, I need a Stardew Valley tattoo. Like, it's ridiculous that I don't have one. And I did see some like beautiful ones. It's like one of the Wizard Tower, and there was like obviously like gorgeous ones of like the chickens, but all my tattoos are black and white, so I didn't want any color. And some people get like pixel art ones, and they are stunning, but like would not match my vibe and just not for me. And then I saw that like sort of like a very simple, nice line art of a Jumino, and I was like, that's the one for me, Chief. That's the one I need. So he's on my arm.
Yeah. Kyle was asking me if I'd ever get a Stardew Valley tattoo, and like, I don't know. Like, your sleeves are like already like patchwork of things you love, whereas like that's not how my tattoos are set up.
Yeah.
I think what I would possibly do is I saw a stamp tattoo yesterday, and I was like obsessed with it, and I think it'd be really cute to get a little stamp with just like a star drop in it.
That would be cute. I do love the stamp tattoos. I've seen so many of them, and they are literally beautiful. And I'm like, what am I putting in it?
Anything, everything.
I know, that's the problem. There's too much choice. There's too much decision making, and I just cannot do that. I don't have the facilities for that, and I have to be so conscious of the space I have on my arm now that I'm having to like plan it so intensely that it's a struggle. It's a struggle, bestie. No one knows my struggle like me. No one knows the struggle of not having room on your arm.
Just grow an extra arm.
I think I need to. Like, I genuinely think I just need... Oh, I saw someone who had a tattoo, and it was a canvas, and it's like... So this is crazy. So they had a canvas on their arm, like an easel with a canvas on, and it's like a functional tattoo because they fucking paint on it. And I was like, this is... And they put like temporary tattoos on it. And I was like, this is the best thing to ever exist. And I was like, I kind of need one now. I need a canvas on my arm because I'm like, I need to paint on it.
Yes, 10 out of 10. I love it.
I love me a functional tattoo. Like, someone had tic-tac-toe on their arm. And I was like, yes. This is iconic of you. Yeah. Many a thing to think about. But I'm truly running out of space. But that's okay.
I mean, running out of space on your arms, but you have other space.
I have no tattoos on my legs, so I could move down.
You have your legs, you have your feet, you have your hands, you have your chest, you have your back.
Never do my feet, I don't think.
You have your butt cheeks.
I have my forehead right here. Get a little teardrop.
Oh, no.
What if I got a little star drop instead? Right there.
I don't think that's a good idea.
No.
I think the closest I think I would do is I do like the idea of like a behind the ear one.
That's cute. I feel like that hurts like a bitch,
I also saw, oh my god, I don't remember when it was, but the place I go for tattoos, they have a piercer now, and they were doing this like thing. I thought it was for some holiday. Maybe it was Black Friday or Friday the 13th or something. I don't know. But it was like a jewelry piercing combination design. Gnawing at the bars of my enclosure for them. They were so pretty. Like, there were like 6 different designs, and one of them was like all these like beautiful like leaves and vines, and then there were like piercings, and I was just like,
that's
I'm
gorgeous.
Obsessed.
That's gorgeous.
I'm obsessed. I'll have to see if I can find the picture and send it to you because I wanted it so bad. The problem is I wear headphones way
That's the
too often.
thing.
That's why, like, I want my lobes double pierced, but I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't have the energy to heal
No,
that.
that's the thing. Like, I have my upper cartilage pierced, and then I have like my first and seconds done. But because I wear headphones a lot, and because I wear headphones for work, I don't really put earrings in. So it's just like it's handy when I do wear them, but 5 days out of the week, not functional.
Yeah.
But I can whip them out whenever I wish. I'm like, look, I'm cool. It's fun when it's like in winter because you can't see any of my tattoos; they're all hidden, and then I can do the reveal. And I'm like, ha 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 ha! You thought.
I know. I love fall and winter for like the clothes because I love to be cozy, but also nobody understands how cool I am anymore because all my tattoos are covered. At least my nose is pierced, so like you're kind of like
that's the one
cool.
given. It's like at work, like I like typically wear jumpers, but like sometimes the office gets hot, so I like wear a shirt and I'll have like a cardigan or something. And then whenever I take my cardigan off, I'm like, damn, I'm so fucking cool. Like, yeah.
It's so funny. My sister-in-law has quite a few tattoos as well, and she was out to dinner with like her fiance and a couple of their friends, and her friends also have like tattoos everywhere. And so like the waiter was like complimenting everybody's tattoos and like looked at her and was like, oh, like, are you ever gonna get some one day? And she was like, I have them. I am cool.
I am one of you. I know, it's so funny. It's so funny. Yeah. You get to do that fun reveal where people think you're like very like sweet and like innocent, and you get to be like, actually, no, I'm hardcore.
I love to when people compliment my tattoos because I'm just like, I know.
I'm like, I know, I spent so much money, so you better love them. Thanks.
Let's not talk about the money.
Give me the money back. Give me the money back. I know, truly crazy, but it's permanent art. Love it. And that is not Stardew related.
No, we just went on a tangent. Shocker, I know.
I know. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? I should have brought my Jimino over, but he's hiding in the corner.
I know. Mine's up there. I guess I could get him.
Just like hoping he falls down to you.
Yeah, I do.
Ta-da! Beautiful. I love the little Jimino.
His little wings.
Fun little thing.
Scar made this for me, by the way, for those who don't know. She crocheted it and she brought it all the way over from England.
Yes,
it traveled
express delivery. Express delivery. Yes, he has seen the world. He has crossed an ocean.
He's been in more countries than me.
Oh my god, he's a connoisseur.
He is. So cultured.
And I think that yarn came from like Germany, so very cultured.
My gosh.
Yeah, I know. Crazy. Literally shipped it directly to your house, into your hands.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I do want to make a chicken, but I'm like, I also want the chicken to buy the chicken, so I'm like, yeah. So I can cuddle it. Ugh, too many things to think about. Stardew Valley has overtaken my life. I will never be the same. Never be the same. Truly. My life would be so different if I never played Stardew Valley. Like, think about how different your life would be. How insane is that? Like,
how
on
many
my Switch,
things I would get done.
Like, on our Switches, we put in, like, 400 hours into this game? Think about how many other things we could have done in those 400 hours.
Let's not. I'll probably have a crisis about it.
Oh, dear.
But yeah, if you've never played, play. Yeah, it's great. It'll ruin your life.
In the best way. Yeah. No, it's brilliant. If you're looking for a cozy game, like, it's a cozy game, but it's also, like, not. It can be stressful, but don't let that put you off. It's cozy in the nature. It's very, like, you can go into it and just do the bare minimum and you'd still have, like, an absolutely fantastic... Like, if you want to go in and just want to romance people, like, that is absolutely the way. There's a lot of information out there. The Stardew Wiki is your best friend. It will help you. There are so many amazing content creators, like, both on YouTube and on TikTok, who, like, make hacks and things like that. So, like, you'll never feel in the dark at all. Yeah, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful time.
Yes.
And everyone's so cute with their little, like, farmer OCs, and I'm like, oh,
I love it.
We love it. Yeah. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. No notes from me. Well done, Concerned 8, for just absolutely crushing it. I also love that I love that I just know nothing about this man. Like, he's just a man to me, and I love that for him. He's simply just a
Agreed.
guy.
No, it's funny because when we were getting tickets for the orchestra, I was like talking to my husband about like where we wanted to sit. And he's like, well, like, I don't think we need like front row or anything. Like, it's just an orchestra. He's like, even if the like creator shows up, like, he's just a guy. And I'm like,
he's
honestly, unless he like comes on stage and he's like, hello, I'm concerned Abe, like, I will not know who that man is.
Yeah, he's just a man. Like, I think I've seen like
Isn't
two
he
pictures
hot,
of
though?
I've seen like 2 pictures of him.
I thought he was hot. I thought I remember seeing something one day where everyone's like, what do you mean concerned Abe is hot?
I think he's like pretty.
Abe is hot.
I think he's like good looking. From the picture that I can think of in my head. No, it's truly funny because I'm just like, he is just a man, and we love to see that. He just does his thing. He just
yeah, he is attractive. He's like
Confirmed.
really attractive. I don't even know his actual name.
I think his name's Eric, isn't it?
That's what I thought, but I wasn't 100% sure.
Yeah, I think his name's Eric. But like, I don't know where I gained that information. I don't know why I have that information, but it's there. It clearly has entered my brain space at some point in my life.
No, my brain was like, I think it's Eric, and then I was like, maybe it's Andrew, and then I was like, no, that's Hosier.
Oh, I always forget that. And this is really stupid. I always forget Hosier isn't called Hosier, which I know sounds obvious as fuck, but it's just because no one ever calls him nothing but Hosier. So in my brain, I'm like, well, he's just Hosier.
No, I totally agree. No, it's actually funny. Like, I saw this TikTok about Hosier. It was like, this man is like, his name is Andrew, and he's from like X town in Ireland. He's not a mythical forest god.
No, he's just a guy. Like, genuinely, like that's the funny thing is like, there are some celebrities and like no, like Zendaya is like so ethereal. Like she is like she's the one. And then you just have like Hosier, and you're like, no, that is just a man. Like he is just a man. And I just have to applaud that.
Also, yes, his name is Eric.
Oh my god, yay. I remembered one
Eric
thing.
Baroni.
Oh, okay, nice. EB, love that. Legendary.
His middle name is Lorenz.
Damn. How do people know this?
It's on his wiki.
Oh, okay. If I was famous enough to have a wiki page, I would edit my own wiki and write the most insane shit on there, and then see if people like have the audacity to fact check it.
Yes.
Because I just would be like, would people even question it if it was on the wiki? See how much stuff I could get away with. That would be my goal in life.
Well, that's okay. I think we can leave the conversation. Because we could yap for hours.
I know, it could get so bad. We have so many like thoughts and theories and like whatever, like questions. But like not bad questions, good questions, like how does this even work? But like,
So
it's really crazy.
We'll be back another day.
Yeah.
With another yap.
For certain. It's a given at this point. Jeez, we cannot shut up. We cannot shut up at all.
No. You can't make us.
No. That's not allowed. Stardew Valley and Supermassive Games are like the 2 things that we will never ever be quiet about. Sorry.
It's like we're sleeper agents. And like if you mention either of those 2 things, like we awaken.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
Happy New Year, because by the time you're listening to this, it is 2025.
Ew.
I know.
Weird. But, you know, starting off the year strong.
We hope you have a good year. We hope it brings you everything you need and desire. And we wish you nothing but happy and healthiness.
Yes, definitely.
No, health and happiness. I said that backwards.
Well, it applied still. Yeah. Thrive, live, love. All of the above.
Yes.
2025 feels like a good year.
And we love you.
I can feel it in my bones. Do the little like ding 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 ding.
No, I don't understand the Gen Z heart.
Neither do I.
My fingers like just don't bend like that.
It just feels like
So
that's just the way.
Stick with this one.
That's just the way. It's cuter.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all. We're going.
All right. Bye. Thanks so much for listening. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a new episode. To stay connected with us, then follow us on social media, which are linked in the description. I've been Emily.
And I've been Scar.
Tune in next time for the best cottagecore podcast for the cottage whores.